So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is the theme is quantum leaps, right? I'm not a STEM guy at all, so quantum leaps, I had to look it up, but I kind of figured it out. But I want to talk to you about reinvention. These three leaps that I've used, these three kind of changes in terms of mindset, in terms of the kind of action that you take because of it, you can start using it today. You can start doing it to launch your careers and also to reinvent yourself at any stage in time. Because as you've probably heard over and over again, the career paths that I had back in my day where you could predictably expect what's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years doesn't apply anymore. So keep in mind these three tips. So this, just quickly, my background is in marketing. I've been in marketing for over 20 years. Most of my life has been corporate, right? By corporate, I mean I was an employee, I was a marketing manager, blah, blah, blah. Worked myself up with various companies. This is me way back, looking way younger than I am now. So that typical kind of career. So quantum leap number one in terms of reinvention, right? And I had to start doing these reinvention because my career kind of started stalling at a certain point, right? I got to a 20-year mark, and then I kind of lost my way. Yeah, you can lose your way much later on in life. It just doesn't happen only when you're students. And I kind of lost my way, so I needed to reinvent myself. So the first leap, what was that? The first leap is just to say yes. Even if, and let me tell you a story on this. I think it was August last year, 2018. I was scrolling my LinkedIn feed, browsing along, wasting time. And I saw a post, and it was from this Lazada lady. Her name was Jacqueline, and she was looking for a trainer. She was looking for a marketing trainer to train Lazada sellers, right? You've all used Lazada? Yeah? Okay, cool. 11/11 today. Get shopping. Yeah. So it was looking for a trainer for Lazada sellers, right? The people who sell on Lazada. Now, I knew marketing. I was very good at marketing, but I'd never, ever trained anyone, right? Never put together a one-day kind of training presentation. But on that particular day, I implemented this quantum leap number one, which is about just saying yes, right? Even if, ... So what did I do? So I responded and I said, yeah, I'm a marketing trainer. I didn't even have a deck. I had nothing. I hadn't even sold a single thing on e-commerce. But I said, yeah, no, I'm a trainer. What do you want? You need a proposal and stuff? And she said, yeah, I need a proposal and stuff, so send something in. So I sent in a rough proposal, kind of put it together in a couple of hours. I wasn't really expecting much, to be honest, but I was just like, well, let's just try it, right? 2 days later, I get the call and I go, yeah, we like the proposal, come in. So I'm like, okay, let's go in, right, at this point. She's calling my bluff, let me go all the way. So I go into the office, very funky Lazada office, full of millennials looking like they know what they're doing and changing the world. So I go in there, and I sit down, and I do my little presentation to them, right? They kind of look at it, and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, okay, seems good. What are your fees? I had no idea what to charge, right? To be honest, I'd never really done training. I didn't know. I was still thinking like an employee. Let me multiply my monthly salary divided by 4. I was doing all sorts of weird things, right? So I put in a number, and I just thought, okay, there's no way they're going to buy this. They're not going to get this, right? They're not going to buy this. She looks at it, and she goes, sure, yeah, and we need you for 4 cities. So that multiplied by 4. So I had 2 things going on in my mind. One was, awesome, right? That's 4 times what I asked for. The second, though, was, why didn't I ask for more? Damn it, I totally undersold myself here, right? But never mind. So skip ahead. So this is a 4-city presentation. It's coming up to my first city, which was in Kuala Lumpur. It was the biggest one. And the day before, she calls me and she goes, oh, by the way, we told you it was for 40 people. No, now 120 sellers have signed up. So I'm like, okay, the pressure was on before, now I've got 120, right? And I had nothing ready when I sold this. When they confirmed, I had no deck, no presentation, no training slides, nothing, right? Never sold a single thing on e-commerce marketing. But I kind of put it together, kind of scrambled it together, etc. And the day before the presentation, I'm at my parents' house for dinner, and I'm freaking out, right? I'm absolutely freaking out because I'm like, I can't say that word because, university, but this is going to be the biggest disaster of all times, right? And I was telling my parents, they're gonna find out that I know shit about this, that I don't know what I'm talking about. They're all sellers, they're all gurus, they're like legends. You know, overthinking this whole thing, of course, right? Like we do. And I'm sure you've been there as well, right? But I was terrified, right? Because all I thought was gonna happen was as soon as I get up there on that Lazada stage, somebody's gonna go, so what have you sold in Lazada? And I would be, nothing. And they'd be like, what the hell are you talking to us about then? Get off, right? And that's what I thought would happen. Got up there, day of the presentation came, got up on stage. Thankfully, no one asked that question. And I was like, they must be sleeping through my presentation or something. Gave the presentation, 3 hours, then did a whole bunch of consultations. And the outcome was, honestly, a resounding success, right? And I had Lazada sellers coming up to me, telling me that it was one of the best things that they'd seen in the recent presentations they had, etc. And that's fantastic, but I still really couldn't believe it. And I went on to the other 3 cities thinking, they're gonna find out this time that I don't know what I'm talking about, right? But hey, they didn't, right? 4 cities went by, and it was a great success, right? So what is there to really take out of this? So just say yes, even if you're not ready. It's a very, very simple principle, but it's very hard to do. And I failed in this many, many times throughout my life, whether in work, in career, in friendships, in just general achievements, etc. Because we all think we need to have everything ready. We think we need to be the best at what we do. We need to, all of these things that we overhype, that we let so many opportunities pass us by. So you want to start making a quantum leap now or in 20 years' time, like I am doing, just say yes, even if you're not ready. And then do whatever it takes to get ready in time. Quantum leap number 2. Share your expertise to ... When it comes to people who know people who know a lot about a subject, especially for example, you're in a university environment, it's filled with experts. And I'm sure all of you have expertise in particular areas, whether it's your passion, it's your hobby, it's your studies, it's whatever it is. But the problem is that no one, and especially in this day that we're in, nobody really cares about who you are, how good you are, if they don't even know you exist. Right? So think about that. It's very much the case that there are so many people out there that when you meet and you discover them, you never knew anything about them, but then you spend some time talking to them, and you realize, oh my God, they're amazing at what they do. But no one knows that, right? No one knows that. When I did that Lazada talk, I had a successful 4-city talk from that Lazada thing, but that really catapulted my speaking and training. Why? Just out of that one thing, a lot of other opportunities came. But why was that? That was because I amplified the message. I took that one opportunity that I had, I grabbed it, I said yes to it, and then I applied the second quantum leap principle, which is to really amplify that and to really maximize that to create even more. And how I did it in my space is I needed to be discovered. I needed people to see me who had never seen me before, but to realize that, hey, maybe this guy's all right. He seems to be able to do a presentation or a talk or a training or whatever it may be on marketing. Maybe we should call him. And I did that by documenting what it is I was doing with Lazada, right? And then, of course, sharing that on social media, and in my particular case, LinkedIn. The key thing is this. I shared it in the form of value that somebody could immediately get just by looking at that content. So it wasn't me posing next to the Lazada office going, look at me, I just did Lazada training, yeah, I'm the best, kind of thing, which would be completely pointless and of no value to anybody watching it on LinkedIn. But instead, I captured the entire training. I broke it down into videos, little video segments. And you could get the entire training, even if you weren't part of Lazada, by just watching these little videos, right? And I shared that on LinkedIn. But I didn't just create one video, right? I created a whole series. And so it came out to just that one training was broken down into 15 episodes, right? That became this whole series. So there was a consistency behind that, right? In terms of constantly sharing that information. And gradually people started picking up on this content, right? And they said, oh, well, if he's done it for Lazada, and look, we've seen him in action, and look, there's an audience, and blah, 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 maybe he knows what he's talking about, right? So what was the outcome? I took my expertise, I took that first opportunity that I had, and I shared it to create even more opportunities. And what that has resulted in since those days last year was a huge number of other speaking and training opportunities as a result of that, because I capitalized on that one opportunity that I had. And now this just becomes a routine for me. Any opportunity you have, grab it, capitalize on it by sharing value out of that with others. And people will start to pick up on that. And you can start doing this in anything that you're passionate and good in, and that you want to be known for. So quantum leap number 3. So it's create collaborations to ... When earlier this year in April, I had the opportunity to speak, again I was invited because of that Lazada stuff, but I had the opportunity to speak at this Malaysia Social Media Conference, right? It was Malaysia Social Media Week. And I knew there was going to be a whole bunch of different people there, exciting personalities and stuff. But what I really want is a team there to help me to interview people, to be able to move around with the camera, to kind of do these things, do some interviews, that kind of thing, right? But I had no team, right? I'm a solopreneur, I was working by myself, you know, it was just all me, etc. And I was like, so, you know, I could have, and in the past I probably would have just gone, well, okay, whatever, just deal with it, you don't have a team, go hire someone. But instead, I applied quantum leap number 3, which is to really collaborate and create collaborations that can help you do things, right? And what I did was this. So I posted that video up, right? Filmed it in half an hour, edited it, posted it up, and that's how I built my team. So what happened? I got a few people responding back, and I ended up with these 2 guys, who were 2 really, really young guys. I call them my adopted kids, right? As you can see, there I am, grandpa in the middle, right? With my 21-year-old guy there and the 23-year-old guy there. So that's Izzo, and that's Fitri over there in the background. And they just showed up. And they were these bright, intelligent, like really on the ball, enthusiastic guys who just wanted to participate in this and join. And so we ended up recording the whole event. We had cameras, we had interviews, etc. But the beautiful thing is, from that one unexpected collaboration where I was thinking, quite short term to be honest, and I was just thinking, let's get a team for this. What happened is I ended up developing a real working relationship with Fitri in the background, who's an extremely talented storyteller and web designer. And we've collaborated on a lot of projects since then. And this has led to why you should create collaboration even out of nowhere, right? Because when you start collaborating with others, you're really able to do even greater things than you can, right? So you can amplify whatever opportunities you have even further. So, you know, to recap, principle number 1, quantum leap number 1, to anything you want to do, to any reinvention you want to do, is just say yes, even if you're not ready. Get ready later. Number 2, share your expertise, yeah, so that you can create even more opportunities for yourself. And number 3, create your collaborations so you can do even greater things. So, thank you very much. I wish you all the best of luck.